Hi, I'm Erica Mills. Welcome. Today I want to talk about how we can delight our fans, supporters, volunteers, donors, staff board, all the people that come together to help us achieve our mission. Right? So a couple weeks ago I had the opportunity to see Bernard Ross speak, and he made an interesting and important point about things he referred to as hygiene factors. So these are the things that if you do them, they are neutral. Nobody actually notices. But if you don't do them, they totally notice, and it's bad. So for instance, if you make a donation to an organization, we expect a thank you note, right? That's kind of the minimum. You would expect that. Now, if you don't do the thank you note, that is bad, right? Then that probably, maybe they're not going to donate again, right? However, you could think about ways in which you could just tweak it a little bit and not just meet the minimum requirement, but truly delight that person who is just engaged with your organization. So for instance, the difference between a standard note that would be generated from the computer and a handwritten note from a board member. That's a big difference, especially if you're a new donor, or maybe a donor that didn't make as big a gift. So as a major donor, you would expect that. But as a new donor, maybe not so much. And think about the impact that would have on how you felt about the organization, right? Or going beyond the thank you note, if somebody actually picked up the phone and rung you and said, thank you so much for making that donation. You don't have to do it necessarily for absolutely everybody, but if you think about the instances where it would really matter and you were really going to inspire that person to further action and engagement, that's an interesting and important question organizationally, right? So I'll give you a sort of a silly example from a local coffee shop that I go to here in Seattle called Revolutions. In Seattle, I would expect the Wi-Fi to work, right? In these places where you go and you expect to get a little work done. So that's great. But at Revolutions, when you walk in and you go up to the counter, instead of like the standard sign that says the Wi-Fi code is 123 ABC, it says on a little tin box, super secret Wi-Fi code, right, on the top. And you're like, oh, what's a super secret Wi-Fi code? So you're going to want to figure out what's inside. And you open up the box, and inside are all these little pieces of paper. It's just a Wi-Fi code. It's a bunch of digits, numbers, and letters, right? There's nothing special about that, but what is special is about the experience that they create with something really mundane, right? So again, just giving you some ideas of how you might translate this into simple things you can do. Now, final note. I want to make sure that we don't overlook internal stakeholders. Staff day in and day out are working hard to help the organization achieve its mission. And board, right? Hard workers on behalf of the mission. It's easy to overlook opportunities to delight staff and board. But a couple ideas on this front might be, for instance, this doesn't have to be a super technical or serious thing. You could have like a mic that rotates around the office, right? And that goes to the person that's the resident rock star who's done something really exceptional for the organization in that month. Or maybe you steal a play from the elementary school's playbook, teacher's playbook, and you have a well done box where if you catch someone doing something good, like maybe it wasn't your turn to clean out the coffee maker, but someone saw you doing it anyway, they could write your name and why you're getting the note, put in the well done box at the staff meeting, you pick them out, right? So it's a simple way of recognizing the little things that are done and translating those into moments where you can really delight, encourage, and say thank you to the people who are most important to your organization in ways that are maybe a little different than what you're currently doing. Again, the point is these don't need to be big resource-intensive things. They can be very small things. So I encourage you to think about how you might delight all the people that work on behalf of your organization and your mission. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.